Click Go Live is connecting.
All right, please go
Okay,
ahead.
praise God. Mic check 1, 2. I believe we are good to go. Good evening to you all. How has been your weekend? I trust it has been good. I hope you've been having a wonderful weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, our friends joining us and those connecting with us from other parts of the world to the fourth edition of the Pro Life series with the theme, Your Prosperity is Your Personality. Yes, you heard me right. Your prosperity is in your personality. We'll be getting more details of that. Is anyone asking, what is Pro Life series? Pro Life series, this is productivity lifestyle empowerment. This is an initiative by the lead pastor of RCCG, the Lord's Place, Abuja. Welcome, we recognize you and we celebrate you. By introduction, my name is Jide OKEOWO, and I would be the MC for this great event. Briefly, I work with a multinational ICT company as a fleet and facilities expert. This event, don't forget, is coming to you live from the RCCG, the Lord's Place Abuja studio. Feel free to copy, to share the link on all your social media platforms. You can Twitter it, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Telegram, or TikTok. Yes, you heard me. You can TikTok it, but please be rest assured, invite your friends, invite your business associates, your family members, because tonight is going to be a night of discovery. Well, I'm not alone. Together with me here in the studio this evening is our friend, our brother, who is the technical expert in person of Benga Orenusi. Benga Orenusi is the founder and the CEO of GMAX Consult, and our moderator, who I'm going to leave her to give an introduction of herself, and of course, to introduce our host and our speaker. Also with us is our dear mommy, mommy of empresses. I mean, you're asking me what is empresses? This is the name given to the group of married women in our parish, in person of Pastor Mrs. Christy OMOSEBI. She is the wife of the pastor of the in charge of the Lord's Place, a mother to many, preacher of the word, and a minstrel. Likewise, we have our assistant pastor, who is in person of Pastor Segun Adesina. He's an engineer by profession, a project manager at a leading ICT company with over 170 of its offices across the globe. He also holds numerous portfolios in God's vineyard. I welcome you all. They will be sharing their greetings shortly. As I bring this section of introduction to a close, I'd like to leave you with this quote by Lao Tzu, a Chinese writer. Knowing others is intelligence. Knowing yourself is true wisdom. Mastering others is strength, but mastering yourself is true power. This evening, we would be listening to our speakers as they will be shooting any moment from now. But before we go into the program tonight, I'd like our pastor, Pastor Segun Adesina, had earlier mentioned he is the assistant pastor of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, the Lord's Place, to please lead us in opening prayer. Over to you, Pastor Segun.
Praise the Lord. We bless God for the privilege to be alive to witness this fourth edition of Productivity, Lifestyle, and Empowerment series. I have no doubt that it's going to be a great night of discovery. Can we bow down heads as we pray? Father, we thank you tonight. We bless your name for the privilege to gather again to discover ourselves. Father, we pray that you will reveal ourselves to us this evening. We'll see our true identity through your word, through the vessels you'll be using this evening in the name of Jesus. And by the end of this program, every one of us will realize who we are and we will launch forth to fulfill our destinies. In Jesus' mighty name, we pray.
Amen.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very much, Pastor Segun, for that short prayer. Okay. Over to you, Ugbebor. Please shoot.
Hello, everyone. You are most welcome to the Productivity Live series, Pro-Life. We are certain you are going to have a great time tonight. Amen. It's going to be power-packed. We encourage you to share the link, retweet, sit tight in your homes, get a glass of juice because you're going to have a great time as you self-discover what you need to improve your productivity. We have a wonderful package for you here. We have our man of God, Pastor Ola, who is vast in this field, the field of understanding personalities and looking at productivity. We also have the African #1 personality expert here, personality clarity expert, and we are so grateful for this wonderful evening. Please put your comments, put those things that you know are itching in your mind as you listen, take notes. Please tweet at us, leave your comments, leave those key questions you want answered. We are very certain that you're going to have a good time this evening. God bless you all. Without much ado, I would like to ask our pastor, our very own Pastor Ola, to give us a quick opening remark, and we will just then delve into the first talk very quickly after that. Pastor Ola, over to you.
Pastor Sir, we can't hear you. Pastor Sir, we can't hear you. Please kindly check your mic.
Okay, I think I was muted. I muted myself mistakenly. All right, viewers, thanks for joining in. Thanks Ovo, thanks Jide for the brief introduction and all that. I'm so excited to have to be here and to have this rolling already. It's a long-awaited one, especially having Peterson ADENIYI join us. He's already in the studio and is ready to really share a lot with us. I also will be sharing a bit, but it's so much on him. The beam light is on him tonight to really take us there. So yes, it's a privilege to be hosting this event again. This is the 4th edition of ProLIFEs. By the way, ProLIFEs is Productivity Lifestyle Empowerment Series. It's an initiative of the Lord's Place, an RCCG parish here in Abuja, and the initiative focuses on empowering people, especially along the lines of education, employment, and enterprise. So those 3 areas of focus, as it were. We've had a couple of series. The last edition we had, which was the 3rd edition, focused on how young professionals and job seekers can put together a beautiful CV, beautiful resume, so that they are able to project themselves correctly to the world, as it were. You know, and then of course we looked at some tips around interviews, winning great interviews, being at great interviews, and so on and so forth. So yes, it's ProLIFEs looks at those areas, like I mentioned earlier: education, employment, and enterprise, enhancing our capabilities and our capacities to be better productive, better positioned in order to be able to take charge in our daily lives, as it were. So that's ProLIFEs in short. Now, before I get off the screen briefly, I'm so delighted to have with us in the house Peterson ADENIYI, Peterson Roti ADENIYI. I've known him for quite some years, well over 10 years. And we've been relating for a long time. And I've watched him do what he does tremendously, amazingly. He focuses on helping people discover their own temperaments, their own personality, and not just discovery, but putting those to use, as it were, putting yourself to use properly, so that you are not, as we say in Yoruba, you are not checking somebody else's time to run your own life. as it were. All right, I won't say too much in that regard. Peterson will be coming up much later. I need to hand over again now. So I want to welcome everybody. Thanks to Pastor Segun Adeniyi, Segun Adesina, who took us in the opening prayer. So I think we should get back now to our moderator, to our MC, and then our moderator who would guide us on the next step. So everybody joining us right now, please feel free to share, feel free to invite others to join in. It's going to be an amazing night indeed. Thank you for coming in and stay tuned.
Thank you very much, Pastor. Jide, what do you have to say about that? Okay, Jide is still bemused. Thank you so much, Pastor. I already see the comments coming in. Comments from Doyin Adeleke. She's excited and she's thanking you for the wonderful invitation. She cannot wait to hear. We have Wale Amos, excited to hear this. Thank you very much. Tolu Lokbe, we see you. It's going to be wonderful. Yes, I echo all of that. It's going to be a great deal. We won't want to waste any more time. Let's go into just delving in and just eating from this table. We are excited to get on this. Before I get our pastor to come on, let's just tell a bit about our first speaker, who is my great pastor. I would like to just share a bit before he comes on. Benga, could you help me now? Awesome. Pastor Ola OMOSEBI, our able pastor, the lead pastor of RCCG, the Lord's Place, Wuse Abuja, has over 15 years experience in development, qualification in management and development consulting. Pastor Ola is a public speaker. Those of you who know him can attest to that. Specialist with expertise in capacity building, business development support, entrepreneurship, report development, strategy, project, amongst others. If you have need for any of these things, please come knock on our door. He is your man, so he's your go-to man. Pastor Ola is going to take us through the first talk. Pastor, we welcome you. I would like to hand this over to you so that they don't hear a lot of my voice tonight. Pastor, over to you. We welcome you, we love you, and we look forward to just receiving everything that you have prepared for us. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Ovo. Thank you once again. So it's my own privilege to be bringing us the very first talk tonight. For some reason, my slides are acting up, but it won't stop me from sharing. Apparently, I've been privileged to share this over and over again at so many fora. So I'll be sticking to this. Now, let me say this again, that talking about personality, temperaments, there are quite a number of models out there that practitioners and professionals use in helping people discover themselves. And I've encountered quite a number of them. But what I'm going to do, I'll try and just stick with one of the very popular ones, which was a research work, a good research work that was done by Tim Lai of blessed memory. Is now late for those who are not aware. Tim Lai was a master who wrote and did extensive work, research in several areas regarding our personality. For those who are not familiar with the name, he was the author, or he is the author, because it still is his work, as it were, of what's that popular one again? The title just skipped my mind. But he wrote greatly on opposite attracts. That's one of his books. He wrote on why you act the way you do, and that's the one I'll be picking from, as it were, and a number of other books, including Left Behind series, He wrote all of those series and quite a number of other amazing books. Now, talking about why you act the way you do is one work that has proven over and over again to speak to the issues as they are. I mean, used by organizations, corporate organizations, all over the world, globally. So I'm going to be drawing from that, even though I modified some of those works, of course, in my own research, modified them slightly, retitled some of those portions. Now, my slides may not come up just yet, but of course, they will be available eventually. So what I want to delve into is to look at the four temperament types that many of us are familiar with. Well, quite a number of people are familiar with the terms, but we are not familiar with exactly how these terms relate to us, or how we are able to interface within and amongst these terms, these terminologies, as it were. We hear of choleric, we hear of sanguine, we hear of melancholy, we hear of phlegmatic. Those are the four that he mentioned, that he researched on. Interestingly, he was able, of course, to talk about the mixes too, how these temperaments mix, and you know, and you're able to see yourself. Maybe you have a larger percentage of this and a small percentage of that, and so on and so forth. Now, let me now go to talk about them. But before I do so, let me say one or two things as background information. When we talk about temperaments, the weaknesses, because each of the temperaments has its own strengths and weaknesses. I think we'll stick with the talk. So let's forget about the slides. So you can just leave that. I'm sure you're trying to fix that at the background. So let's just stick with the talks. I think that is just not going to stop us from going ahead, from blazing ahead. So it spoke of the choleric, the sanguine, the phlegmatic, and the melancholy. Now, each of these temperaments have strengths and weaknesses, which I'll be talking to shortly. Now, for the strengths, or rather, let me go forward a bit. For the weaknesses of those temperaments are not evil, are not necessarily negative in themselves. They are actually strengths inverted. They are strengths waiting to be tapped, and I'll be giving examples as we move on. So, but you need to understand that as a background information or understanding, have that in the backdrop, so that there are many things you have demonized, things you have spoken negatively of over time. You need to now understand that those things are not necessarily negative. They are just strengths that are inverted, waiting to be tapped, waiting to be harnessed, as it were. They are just strengths that are not recognized. And until you recognize them, before you can actually convert them to opportunities, as it were. So many people are trapped and they are not able to launch themselves fully because they have been profiling themselves wrongly over time. They have been using some other person's paradigm to define themselves, to measure their own success, their own performance, as it were. Let me give you a popular example. A lot of people want to talk so fast. They want to speak so loud. They want to be able to, you know, appear so charismatic on the stage. And yet it is not their mien. It's not the way they are wired. It's not the way they are created. And so they are doing the wrong thing. Whereas their own mien is popularly like a Pastor Adeboye, who is very calm, cool, and collected, as it were, in his disposition, in his talk, and all that. So it is wrong for you, who is wired to be very jumpy, in quotes, to be very outgoing, to be very outspoken, to try and copy somebody else who is so calm, cool, and you can copy something else about them, character, for example, but not necessarily temperament. And that's why I say temperament weaknesses are not evil in themselves. And when we say temperament weaknesses, we are not talking about things like lying or cheats and all that. Those are not temperaments. Those are character flaws. So you need to be able to draw the line between what is a character mode and temperament and personality. Of course, over time, if you allow your character to define you, then it begins to look like that is how you were wired, which is not true. Character are traits that are learned, that are picked up. But your temperament, your personality, as it were, are those things that come nearly by nature and by, at times, influenced by training, by background, by exposure, and so on and so forth. All right. So I'll trust that even while my slides are not coming up, I'm still able to get around the mess, so to say, and still pick, because I want to stay focused and be able to talk to the issues. Right. So I'll pick on the choleric first. Oh, how I wish the slides were up. I'll pick on the choleric first. The choleric is very outspoken, very decisive, a strong-willed person. The choleric is a natural leader. He's one who rarely takes no for an answer. He's always spot on, as it were, in his decision, even though he may be wrong in the outcome of his decisions. But he's somebody who is driven, he's self-driven, he's a natural leader, and so on and so forth. Give me a minute, let me see whether the slides will respond eventually. Just 1 or 2 minutes so that I get the slides out of it. It will really help us a great deal to be able to visualize these things I'm talking about. Just one moment, please. Excuse me. One moment. The very slides I should be using for us is not coming up, so I'm going to use. Okay, I think I can find. Something here. Hopefully. All right. So just 1 minute, and you'll get to be able to follow by way of looking at each of the terms. I just want to talk about them before my time runs out. All right. Sorry, it's coming up. I just want to give it a moment to come up, and then we continue to shoot. So the choleric is the first man to speak, to look at. Is an amazing man or woman, as the case may be, strong-willed, highly driven, somebody who, as it were, does not take no for an answer, is always taking the lead, doesn't allow himself to be pushed to the side. Now, the interesting thing about the choleric, I'll give you the pros and the cons and all of that. The interesting thing about the choleric is that if they have not worked on themselves to manage themselves, to understand themselves well, which is one of the things that Peterson will be sharing with us and helping us to see. If the choleric does not work well on himself to narrow down on those weaknesses and convert them to strengths, then he appears impulsive. He appears to be a bully. He appears to be somebody who is strong-willed, not listening to some other person's opinions. That is one of the downsides. And that's why these things are important, because I know there are many people out there who can appreciate what I am talking about, both about themselves and about others. Because you see, the essence of looking at this talk is for us to be able to ask ourselves crucial questions. Questions like, what do I want to stop doing? What should I start doing? And so on and so forth, so that you can be a better person. And then you are able to unlock the strengths you have to attract the prosperity you should be attracting into your life. All right. My slides will be up shortly. Finally, I think I couldn't get the one I needed to get. That one had an issue. So I'm going to go straight to this other one, but it talks to the same issue apparently. So no fears, no issues. All right. So I'm almost there. Just 1 more minute. Excuse me. It's quite a lengthy one. Just a minute, please. All right. One minute, please. It's just the network getting freaky there. All right, so I'll just take that again. Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good. Good. I think I should be in now. Benga, can you help me? Is my slides showing now? It should be showing now, right?
Not yet. Not yet. It's about to.
Okay.
It's about to.
Okay.
Got it now.
Yeah, that's it. All right. So, folks, I think you can join in and see. So, like I mentioned in the beginning, I said there are those 4 temperament types. Basically, choleric, you have the sanguine, you have the melancholic, you have the phlegmatic. And these 4, all of us have them in us in different measures. One of the important points is that most people have a combination of at least 2 of these temperaments. Most people have a combination of at least 2 of these temperaments. You rarely find anyone that there are, but it is rare to find anybody that demonstrates only one of these temperaments all the way. Most people combine 2, 3, at times even the entire 4, but in different measures. Now, even while you combine 2 or 3, you still have the predominance of one. One becomes more predominant than others, apparently. So these are some of the points that we need to bear in mind. We need to recognize clearly, so that as we go on now, as I talk on and I pray, I still have the time to delve into this. All right. So the choleric, I was talking about the choleric. I said it's a decisive fellow, direct. It's got high ego strength, risk taker, is a self-starter, is a problem solver. And of course, this, when I say he or she, just understand I'm still referring to us. So it could be anybody. So these are the core character traits of the choleric. Very strong, self-starter, problem solver. He's not the kind of person that sits down waiting to be told. Weaknesses of the choleric. So start looking at yourself. The choleric oversteps boundaries and authorities. The choleric is argumentative. Of course, you know, somebody who is decisive, high ego strength will definitely be argumentative. Dislikes routines. He likes to shunt, as it were. He doesn't like the fact that everybody has to queue up or follow a routine. This file goes from this person to that person. Just wants to do it his own way. Attempts too much at once. That's one of the weaknesses. And quite a number of others. So I'm just picking on some key weaknesses. Let's go to the choleric again. When dealing with them, you need to be brief. You need to be direct. You need to go straight to the point. Ask what and not how questions. Focus on business. Suggest ways to achieve results. Highlight logical benefits to the features of what you are presenting, because they are like that. They are even one of the weaknesses of the choleric, as it were, is that they appear to be unemotional. They are not connected to you on a personal basis, as it were. They like to hit the ground running. That doesn't mean that all of their decisions are correct. So let's save that. Let me also save this because of time. Let me go straight to the sanguine. The sanguine is a very enthusiastic fellow, happy-go-lucky guy. He is happy almost round the clock. You almost think that there's no dull moment with him, with her. The sanguine is the one that if you do not light up the party, it comes with the party. It becomes the party of the day. That's the sanguine for you. No dull moment, as it were. Rarely a dull moment. Now, the sanguine is also trusting, can be very trusting, and expects you to also trust him. That's the sanguine for you. The sanguine is persuasive, can talk you to take actions, motivational in nature. The sanguine is a talkative, natural talkative. He will need to have worked on himself or herself to be able to know how to take it easy, to calm down, when not to talk. The sanguine is impulsive. They come at you like that. They are in your face. If they are your friends, you know, everybody will know that it's your friend. Everybody will know that she's your friend. The sanguine is emotional. They are the kind of guys or even ladies that easily get attached to you. And once there's a break, oh, everybody will know that this person is going through a tough time. The sanguine, weaknesses, core weaknesses, they are more concerned with popularity. Yeah, because they are a people's person. I call them people-centric. Whereas the choleric, I call those ones project-centric. Cholerics are focused on what they want to achieve. But the sanguine, which we are talking about right now, is more people-centric. Thinks more about the people, popularity himself, how people think about him. Is he accepted? How he also thinks about other people. Is very inattentive to details. That's one of the weaknesses of the sanguine. Right. The sanguine overuses gestures and facial expressions. Does not do as much as if you tell him go and put it in writing or go and document. That's not really him. He would rather use gestures, facial expressions. May not even keep his hands to himself. He's talking and he's laughing and he's falling all over you. He's tapping you on the shoulder. A sanguine is like that. A sanguine tends to listen only when it is convenient. If you are saying things that are not necessarily interesting things to him, things he finds fancy in, he's going to switch off. All right, let's move on. Let me leave all of this. Let's move on to the phlegmatic, because I don't have all the time. The phlegmatic is an interesting person. Sorry, characteristics of the phlegmatic. The interesting things about the phlegmatic is that they are a good listener, or let me say he's a good listener. Very patient in nature, calm in nature, good team player. Put them in the team, they are ready to play along. They are not even interested in assuming leadership roles. They are glad that they're part of the team and they will help the team work. They can be possessive, and that can be positive in this sense, positive. Of course, where it is negative, I'll also talk about that. The sanguine can be steady. So you want people who are calm, who are able to follow through with you, who are not in a hurry to leave or get offended. You'll find a sanguine. They are predictable and they are predictive. The sanguine is predictable and predictive. The sanguine has understanding, can be understanding with you, can flow with you, can stick it with you. The sanguine is friendly. Now, weaknesses. The sanguine resists change. They don't like change. They may talk about it, but when you say it's time to move, it doesn't come easy for them. The sanguine takes long to adjust. Very similar to talking about change, resisting change. They take long to adjust to change. They like to go in their own flow and all that. They ask questions. They keep asking questions. Say, no, it's time for us to move. They don't want to move. The sanguine hold grudges, weaknesses. They can be cool with malice like that. They switch into a malice mode. You have your own head to worry about it. They are fine. They are fine. They will hold on. And that's your own business. The sanguine is sensitive to criticism. The sanguine has difficulty establishing priorities and a number of other weaknesses. Let me skip all of this. I'll skip this. If you need to hear more about this, we can always come for more in this regard. Let's go to the melancholic. The melancholic guy or lady, as the case may be, is the one that is accurate. Strengths now, talking about their characteristics and their strengths. They're perfectionist in nature. They are accurate. They are analytical. They like details. They like to be concise. They are careful. They are fact finders. They are precise. They've got high standard. If you are not doing it the way they want it, they will freak out. They will get offended. Some folks know me. All right, so they'll get offended. This is how I placed it there. Leave it like that. You know, let me say something about myself. Just recently, and my wife will be amazed to hear this. Just recently, Christy, forgive me. I'm telling on you. Just recently, I got into our bathroom. That's our own bathroom to our bedroom. So we've got these two, apart from the shower, we've got bowls and what. We have these two white bowls. One, we put bar soaps in it for washing of stuff. The other one, we just use this to scoop water whenever necessary, you know. And even though there are two white bowls about same size, one is different from the other. By design, one is different from the other. So there's the one we put the soaps in, the bar soaps in, and it's just what it is. The other one is for scooping water. And recently I got into the bathroom and I saw that the soap had been moved to the other one. It's been swapped. So the bar soaps were now in the other one that was meant for scooping water. That's meant for scooping water. And I felt like, what happened here? What happened here? So I said to myself, well, they are both white bowls. What difference does it make? They both work here. The purpose of the bowls are to serve here in the bathroom. So big deal. So I went away. Then the next time I came in, I said, why would this happen? Then I said, no, it doesn't matter. They're just white bowls. Then I went away. Then I came again another time and I saw it and I said, why did she swap the bowls? Why did she move the soap into the other one? I mean, it took a long time. But you see, each time I was controlling myself, I was disciplining myself to say, no, I'm not going to move the soap, because the easy thing to do is to just move the soap into the other one and say, this is where you belong, soap. You bowl, this is what you're going to do. You other bowl, you're just going to scoop water. But I kept holding back. I said, I need to learn to accept things when they're not exactly the way I've always known them, you know. And that's one of the weaknesses of melancholics. They like it the way it should be. They are fact finders. They are high standard folks, and so on and so forth. Yes, I know some of my people will tell you that I am not a melancholic. They think I'm a choleric, more of a choleric. But in the real sense, I'm more melancholic than choleric. Yes, the choleric component is there. But Jide is shaking his head. Ovo is saying no. I am more melancholic than I am actually choleric. But the choleric is the expressive part that people see too easily. But I'm actually more melancholic. And then I've got the sanguine part of me. Let me move because of time. So let's go to this. Okay, the weaknesses of the melancholy. They need clear-cut boundaries for actions and relationships. They don't want it muddled up. Every one of us, we are working on this project. What am I doing? What is this man doing? What's that man doing? They want to be clear. Like Peter asked and said, what will this man do? Lord, you keep saying, feed my sheep, feed my sheep. What about this man? We are all disciples after all. You know, so the melancholics come like that. They want to be clear. They get bogged down within details of work. So if you give them an assignment, they keep fine-tuning and fine-tuning and fine-tuning, whereas there are other things to do. But because this one is not yet looking like what they want it to look, that is the weakness. So they can get stuck in that particular assignment before moving on to something else. They are bound by procedures and methods. Yes, that may be a good thing in a sense, but in another sense, it can be a weakness, because what it means is that they are not flexible enough to try something new, to try new things, and when it's not working the way they want it, can they do something differently? They prefer not to verbalize their feelings. Then, of course, they will give in rather than argue. So the melancholics, you see them as it were. All right. Did I get to speak about the weaknesses of the phlegmatic, or did I jump? Okay, so for the phlegmatic, I had not even spoken about the phlegmatic. Okay, I spoke about the phlegmatic. And then for the phlegmatic, their weakness, okay, I spoke about that. So I think I've spoken about all 4 of them. There are other slides here that I don't want to share with us because of time. I think my time is already done, if I'm correct. Ovo, tell me if I'm right or wrong.
6 minutes more. You have 6 minutes more, sir. 6
minutes more. All right. So let me move to guys who are joining us. Pardon me, I won't be able to go through all the slides because of time. But what you should know, like I said, you need to start asking yourself some crucial questions. What should I need to stop doing? What do I need to start doing? What do I need to change about myself? What should I improve? So, for example, myself, over the years, when I understood my temperaments, I had to come back to asking, what should I change? What should I change? In what areas? Taiwo, I know you like 100%. I know you are a melancholic like that. So I had to work on myself. What weaknesses come with my own portion of choleric? What weaknesses come with my own portion of melancholy? What weaknesses come with my own portion of sanguine? And then I started refining. I started working on them. I started refining. I started working on them so that I eventually, I think I'm way better. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect in terms of my temperament, but I'm way better than what I used to be sometime way back. I mean, sometime way back, I get to an event. Let me share this and I'll round off with this. I get to an event. I'm invited to this event. I'm not one of the organizers. Maybe one of the organizers is a friend or not even a friend. I get there. The moment I see something not working properly, or they didn't place the projector well, this chairs could have been arranged this way. Why? I mean, I start seeing those things. That's the trait of melancholy. They see those things. They pick them up. The moment I see those things, I walk up to them and I say to them, this thing is not properly done. That is not properly done. This is how it should work. That's how it should work. But guess what? I thought I was doing it rightly. That's not right. What I now learned I needed to do, and you see, that disposition got people way back, I'm talking about way back, got people to at times get offended. At times, not all the time. At times they get offended. They feel like you're barging into their own space. They feel like you're coming to dictate to them. Whereas they don't know that this man is just somebody who cannot overlook challenges or problems or things not working right. So they get offended. They feel like this man wants to show himself, whereas that is far from it. So what I learned to do better was to celebrate first. Somebody out there says celebrate first. Celebrate first the efforts that are on ground, no matter how poor they are. You see them sweating, they're running all over, they're jumping here and there. Celebrate them first. Well done. How amazing. This is a good idea. This program must have cost you something. Celebrate them first. And then you can now come by way of asking questions. Do you think we could touch this thing? Don't you think this thing could be better placed? You know, something like that. And you'll be amazed the kind of results you get. Same objective, same goal, but using a different approach completely than what a regular and average, a raw melancholy would have done, especially if it's a melancholy mixed with choleric nature. They are just going to come straight in your face and tell you this thing is not working. This thing is below standard. This is the poorest I've seen. I'm so disappointed. So they use languages like that when their weaknesses have not been worked on. So once you work on your weaknesses, you are now able to better understand yourself, better take advantage of opportunities. And I tell you, working on my weaknesses, as it were, helped me to be able to take advantage of opportunities better. Now, when you go to those people and celebrate them first and appreciate what they're doing, and you say, oh, this thing, I have an idea. I've used this before. And this is how we used it, and it gave us XYZ output. Now the person is likely to listen to you, and it has opened doors for me. It has helped me to gain entry into certain places and get certain kind of consultancies and jobs and opportunities that time will fail me to share. Let me stop at this point. I think my time is done. Ovo, advise me, how well am I doing?
Wonderful, sir. You have 2 minutes. If there's anything else, just give us one.
I think I should stop here, because if I am to go further, then I'll take another 20 minutes.
Amazing. Thank you very much. If you're online, if you're just joining us, we are on the Pro-Life series, Prosperity in Your Personality. Your prosperity is in your personality. If you're just joining us, we just had a wonderful foundation laying by our pastor, Pastor Ola OMOSEBI, and we still have ADENIYI Peterson coming on, the African number one personality clarity expert. We celebrate you, sir, for this foundation you just made. You talk about people not having one personality. When you spoke about the first personality, cholerics, I thought, okay, that must be me. And then you went on to phlegmatic. I said, okay, this looks like me. And then you said sanguine. I know I'm not sanguine. I know I'm not sanguine. And then you went into melancholic. I said, this is me. Okay, now I'm confused. I look forward to that clarity as ADENIYI Peterson comes on to, cheer us on and give us some more insight. You also mentioned that those things that are perceived as weaknesses are just strengths waiting to happen. They are strengths inverted, waiting to be tapped That's a really great one. I'm looking forward to asking questions around how I can turn some of my traits that my friends have told me is too strong. We're looking forward to getting some clarity on how to make that, turn that into something useful and as a strength. Then you also highlighted one important thing. It's about really knowing yourself and knowing what I need to stop doing and what I need to start doing in order to be productive. Thank you very much, sir. God bless you, real good. If you are just joining us, this is RCCG, the Lord's Place Parish. We're on our Productivity Life series, an empowerment program to help you know yourself, improve yourself, and take on those challenges that you need to take on. God bless you all. Without much ado, I would like to share a few things about our next speaker before he takes over. Bring up, please. Thank you very much. Peterson ADENIYI is a trainer, speaker, and an author. He's the managing partner of AR Peterson Consulting. He's Africa's #1 personality and life support clarity expert. He's fondly called the personality boss. Peterson is Africa's #1 expert on life's purpose and life's purpose expert. We've heard so much about you, sir, and we can't wait to gain more clarity as you get on board. My studio guests, studio audiences, please join me as we make welcome ADENIYI Peterson. Over to you, sir.
Wow. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be with you. Thank you, Pastor Ola, for inviting me. I'm sorry, this is the studio, or my presentation is not so bright, and I thought I had enough light here, a lot of light around me. I don't know why it's not showing so bright. Maybe I'm not yet used to the online platform, but please just bear. We'll gain one or two things here. Are we okay?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Also, this is going to be a practical class. You will answer some questions that will lead us to you understanding who you are. It's kind of practical. That's #1. #2, also, what Pastor Ola did now, you find a lot of the things I'll be talking about fused into what he's saying. I'll be making reference to what he's saying also as we go along. Sorry, can I share my slide now, Pastor? Can I have my slides on, please?
Yes. So do you have the other? Do you have the monitor?
Yes.
The other
yes.
monitor. It's
yes,
not. We are not seeing it here.
You're not seeing it here?
Seeing the other monitor. Yes, you are not seeing it yet.
You're not seeing the laptop
monitor. Not yet, sir.
It's okay.
So maybe
should I log in again?
Yes, using that code we gave you. Yes, you should be able to log in.
Yes,
or
I used
would
it.
you want us to send you a request to that laptop?
Yes, maybe you can send it to me via Facebook, like we did. I'm trying to get back
like we did the other time. Yeah. Okay. Let me do that here. Hopefully, I should be able to get that done in the next few minutes.
Okay, whilst that is going on, please put your questions, any burning questions you have, put it on the chat. If you're joining us on YouTube, please feel free, put your comments. We are looking forward to hearing from you, putting your comments there, your questions on the personality type. You want clarity on what has been said, or you think we have said something that is unusual. Looking forward to really hearing from you and sharing your own experiences. we do really want us to improve in our productivity, and the only way to do that is knowledge. But it's not just knowledge, it's knowledge in practice. So we are really hoping that this will add some great value to you. Yes, I see some comments here already. Ni Ojo Latte says, very well, Pastor Ola, God bless you. Doi says this was exceptional. Thank you very much, Doi. We hope you stay on to hear the next one. It's just going to be even greater heights. Tolu Lokwe says celebrate first. Yes. Kola Wale Longe says I acknowledge and celebrate greatness. People are excited and charged up, and so we know that this is going to be filled with a lot of comments, clarity. A songwriter says, I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I hope a lot of us will be able to say that at the end of this session. Pastor, are we good to go?
The link has been sent to him, so he's going to log in shortly. We'll see his slides shortly, so let's still bear with him.
Okay,
so
awesome.
Maybe while he's doing that, okay, are you good, sir?
Yeah, sorry, is it, did you send it to Facebook Messenger?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
It's okay.
It's already there, yeah. So maybe while he's doing that, maybe I can shed while he's taking 2-3 minutes. Is it fine for me to?
Yes, sir. I do have questions for you.
So let's start off with the questions. We'll still come to that later, definitely.
Cool. Question for me. How does this personality type affect how the functionality of people's marriages? The types of problems people face in their marriage and how they deal with it. How much of this plays into the challenges people have in their marriages?
Oh, awesome question. Apparently, just like I made reference earlier, Tim Lyle did a good one, looking at not just why you act the way you do, but also there's a popular book of his called Opposite Attracts. And in that book, in that work, he was able to really look at how people relate, even in marriage, husband, wife, or even right from the level of relating and courting and dating, how they are able to. You are on now, sir. All right. Let me. Ovo, please hold on to that question. Let me help. Yes. Let me help. Let me help our speaker get on.
Okay.
And then we take on that question later on. Okay. All right, so I think we should go to. So I will talk to that question later on. All right. So let's get him, because his slides are ready now. Okay, so great. That we get him on board. We get him in, as it were.
If you're just joining us, we have ADENIYI Peterson, the personality clarity expert, going to help us delve into the topic. Your prosperity is in your personality. Your prosperity is in your personality. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, let's, I think, just a bit, hold on. We should get him on board now. I think so he's in now. Yes.
Yeah. So yes. Thank you very much. So what we are going to be doing, like I said, you're going to be taking an assessment. I mean, the question you asked about marriage now is very important. If there's time, I can touch on that. It's still the same thing. What Pastor Ola said and what I'm going to be doing is, maybe because I'm probably giving a longer time, so maybe I'm just going to expand on it. So there isn't a lot of difference in our that will be in our communication. It's okay. So the first thing I'm going to say, I like that topic. Let me quickly address that topic before we begin to drill down into what is personality and what is your own personality as a participant in this training. It's okay. So what is personality? Personality is a recurring pattern of thought, feeling, and behavior that makes a person unique. Personality is a recurring pattern of thought, feeling, and behavior that makes a person unique. It's okay. So let me define another very close concept again, and that's talent. Let me establish that there isn't a lot of difference between your personality and your talent. Most times we think our talents are outside of us, but they are not. Your talent is who you are. I like the definition of a professor. It's called Professor of Positive Psychology, Professor Clifton Buckingham. He said, talent is a recurring pattern of thought, feeling, and behavior that can be productively applied. You can see there isn't a lot of difference between those definitions. Your talent is the way you think. Your talent, your personality is the way you behave. Talent and your personality is the way you feel. And I like what Pastor Ola also said, that is the way you think, feel, and behave, can it be productively applied? In other words, if you are lying is not, you can't apply lying productively. So like he said, that's a character issue. So I don't know if you get that point. So personality is different from character. You can build character, but your personality is what you came to the world with. Personality is what you came into the world with. Of course, some psychologists believe that human beings came with a clean plate, that it is the environment, the parent, the school that started or writing on the plate. I don't really believe in that. The reason is that if you have twins, even when they are born, 6 months into their birth, if a very observant parent will tell you that there's a difference between these two children. There's a difference. Oh, this one is quiet. This one is very loud. This one cries a lot. Where did they get those things from? Who wrote those things on the plate of their life? It means they came into this world with these traits. So I believe in the school of thought that believes that people came into this world with this personality. In fact, in personality, some of us believe that your personality is from cradle to grave. Your personality from cradle to grave. You can adjust your personality, you can adapt, but you don't essentially change to become another person in your personality. So I think we need to get that point very well. Sorry, we also mentioned in this topic today that your personality is your prosperity. So let me quickly establish that you are going to, there's no way you can be prosperous, there's no way you can be rich, there's no way you can be successful outside of your personality. You cannot keep your personality off your journey to success and prosperity. Most very rich people, successful people, they put their personality into their business. They think they are not gifted, that they hire people to do it. For instance, the former president of the United States called Ronald Reagan, he was a Nollywood actor. In fact, he rose from Nollywood to presidency. So when they asked him, they said, Mr. Reagan, you are a very playful person. How did you succeed as a president? I like his answer. Ronald Reagan said, I staff my weaknesses. STAFF. I staff my weaknesses. So what it means is that successful people, they deploy their strengths and they staff their weakness. The things they are not gifted at. Some people are not so gifted at, reading a lot of documents and all of that. So they will hire people to do that for them. So one of the things that you have to master if you want to be successful is to master the strength of your personality and work on it and imagine it, visualize it, what your personality is, and work on it until you become successful. For instance, if you're somebody that, for instance, hates to, for instance, do domestic work, cleaning the house, clean the house, and all of that, and you now started a cleaning company, but meanwhile you don't even see when a place is dirty, you are not infuriated when a place is dirty, how are you going to be successful in that business? But if you are somebody that is impeccable, very, very, very sensitive to dirt, you know, or a rough environment, I don't know how to put that properly, sorry, you will be successful because there's something in your head that is saying this place is not clean, this place should be clean, this place should be clean. So when you enter a place, you are always looking for dirt, you want to clean the place. If you start a cleaning company, for instance, based on who you are, then you are going to be successful. Or do you like to cook? I'm going to be explaining this to us. So if we say your personality is the key to your success, it means that your personality, which is also your talent, is what you must work on. I also believe this statement that says hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. I believe that statement. I know we must have had that statement before. You must work hard in the direction of your talent. It's okay. So let me quickly run along. I'm just going to give you like 5 steps or 6 steps of things that you need to do to be successful. The first one to be successful is that let me look at it. The first thing you need to do is that you need to discover your personality, or what I call mental preference, the way your mind is wired. That's the first thing. Anybody that wants to be successful, you must discover it. What is the core of who I am? What is the core of my personality? Very important. The hard wiring in your brain, the hard wiring in your mind, you have to discover it. And that's what we want to do tonight. The second thing you need to do is that you also have to find out, what is my highest passion? What am I most passionate about? You must add that to your personality. So for instance, your personality says you are a born leader, because there's some people who are born leader, like you said, cholerics. We have a couple of people who are choleric. We have different variations of choleric. At least we have 4 of them. But I'm going to explain to you what each, and if I remember, I'll be able to explain that. But the next thing you must do is to add your passion to it. What are you passionate about? Are you passionate about business? Are you passionate? Whatever you're passionate about, you must add it to your personality. The next thing you need to do is that you have to now know, what are my natural and acquired skills? I can quickly explain this. So most time we look at, some people look at their skills as their talent. I think your skill is for conveyance of your personality. So for instance, you can write. The writing cannot stand on its own. What do you like to write about? Some people like to write about sport. Some people like to write romantic novels. So they will use their writing to convey that gift, that passion for romance, that passion for sport, that passion for fashion. That is also very related. We can also to your personality. I don't know if you are understanding what I'm saying. So let's say your personality says you are a leader, you are a born leader, and your passion, your highest passion, is that you love fashion. You can do fashion and not sleep. You are always on fashion. But you have a natural ability that you can write. What you should do is to use your leadership to create a company that will be writing about fashion. Use your leadership to create a blog that you will be writing about fashion on your blog. That is how people become successful. It's okay. Let's go to the next one. So when you have discovered that, the next thing is that you have to write a mission statement. Combining these 3 things. So for instance, let's write a mission statement for this guy. So creating a blog that will be so focused on fashion world using my writing skills. If your greatest, for instance, your natural ability is that you're a people person, you can relate well with people. So what you can do is to use your personality, which naturally makes you to be a leader, to now use your natural ability of relating with people and create a fashion industry, create a fashion line. That's a statement. Bringing these three together, very, very important, please. So the next thing you need to do after that is that you have to create product and service. This is how your personality can lead you to become prosperous. Sorry, to become prosperous. You have to create your own product and service based on these three things I've mentioned. What is the product and service this person can create? Is to create a blog, is to write a book. That's a product. And lastly, you now have to use and this what I call it now, this framework I'm explaining to you is from the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 26 or 28, sorry, 28, where the Bible says we should multiply, replenish the earth and all of that. That's where I got this framework from. And lastly, sorry, second to the last, I think so, is that you have to duplicate. So when you write a book, don't just write one book, write thousands of books. How do you duplicate? You duplicate, for instance, using the internet. That's why nobody has, and that's why I'm reaching a lot of people I have not met before, because I'm using the internet. I have a product about personality, and I've developed it into this. For instance, even this slide is a product. If I produce the CD is a product. So a pastor preaches one beautiful message or one beautiful message, and produce hundreds of CDs. And the next thing it does is to duplicate it to the world. Duplicate and let the world have access to it. That is what makes people to be successful. That is what makes people to be prosperous. For instance, you have to, so there's the next step, if you are writing, which is the seventh step, is that you can now dominate. How do you dominate? For instance, if you see the logo of Toyota, you don't need to see a Toyota. You don't need to see the logo of Toyota on a Toyota car to know that this is Toyota logo. Until your product and service is everywhere. When people look to the left, they will see it. When people look to the right, they will see it. That is how, that's how you know if your product has replenished the heart. And that's where you become very prosperous. Can we quickly go through this step once again? Because this is the crux of this presentation. How do I become very successful? How do I become prosperous? Please, the first step is that you have to discover your personality, which is also discover your mental preference. After you discover it, you had your mental preference or personality with your highest passion. This is what happens because I have a one-on-one session. I take people through this process. I check your passion, I check your personality, I check your natural abilities, and we come up with a purpose statement. So the next thing you also need to know is that you have to know your natural ability. Natural abilities or acquired skills, you need to know them. And you cannot use all of them. Maybe 2 or 3 combining. You can combine it with your passion and personality. It's okay. The next one is that you have to write statement. Here, sorry, can you hear me? me?
Yes, we do hear you. It's breaking up a bit, but we do hear you. You can go on, sir. Go right ahead, sir. We can hear you. Go right ahead. Hello. Okay. It appears we are having some internet glitch right now, but it's getting really amazing. So, sir, if you can hear us, just indicate so that you can carry on. We were just going through 6 important steps towards converting your personality to prosperity. Very great, awesome, wonderful steps that the African #1 personality clarity expert was taking us through, Peterson, ADENIYI. We just have some small internet glitch. We will get right on as soon as he's able to get that sorted. But just to go through the 6 steps of things you need to do to be successful. We're just revising that, just recapping that. And the #1 that Sir Peterson had told us is discover your mental preference, which is discover your personality. He gave 7 steps that we must take, drawn from the book of Genesis chapter 2, verse 26 to 28. Know your personality, step 1. Find out what is your highest passion. Whatever you're passionate about must be added to your personality. And the 3rd step he gave us is that you must add on to that your skills. You must add on to that your skills. You must determine what your natural and acquired skills are, because it is through your skills you'll be able to convey your passion and using your personality. And going forward from that, the next step will be to write your mission statement. And we attempted to do one right online. So, sir, if you can hear us now, can you hear us? Oh, awesome, awesome. We're just on number 4, step 4.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me back. I don't know what's happening with this network. It's okay. So I was just trying to recap our discussion. So I said, after you have discovered your natural abilities, because I usually have a long list of these natural abilities that people will choose at least 3 or 4 from. Long list of passion, things that you can be passionate about. We'll look at it, we'll rank it until we know which one is your highest passion. And we also do your personality. So when we have done that, we now write a mission or purpose statement. So when we have done that, so that's the 4th thing we are doing right now. Develop a life mission statement. After you have done that, the next thing you should do is to develop a product and service. Develop your product and your service or services. So when you develop that, like the example I gave of a leader is somebody who can create things. A leader is somebody who starts things. So you can start, for instance, your great natural abilities that you are very gifted at writing, and you're a leader, and your passion, for instance, is for fashion. What you should do is to start a fashion blog where you'll be writing about fashion and fashion. So you create a blog and begin to write about fashion. So when you have done that, that means you have created a product and a service. So the next thing you have to do is to now share that product and service in their millions. Reproduce them. Reproduce them. So for instance, Dangote produces cement in Lagos. Let me quickly say this. Please, are you all hearing me? Please, are you hearing me?
Yes, yes, we hear you. We hear you. We are with you 100%.
Hello, can you hear me?
You can
Please,
hear.
can I have a response, please?
Yes.
You're hearing me.
Yes, we hear you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let me tell you where people make money from. Please listen to me very well. This is the point. All the 4 or 5 steps that we did will not make you a rich person. Your wealth, your prosperity is in distribution. I am using a techno phone. Maybe you are using an iPhone. Is iPhone, do they have their factory in Abuja? Definitely no. But they have a very incredible distribution network that makes you to be able to buy an iPhone. In other words, your 50,000, 150, some iPhone, I know they are in 400,000, 500,000, goes back to iPhone. But you never stepped out of Nigeria. People make money in distribution. Any product and service that you have created that is from you, from who you are, because it's who you are that you can use to push anything and you will not be tired. Why is, for instance, why is passion very important? Passion is what makes you to go on and on and on and on when there's challenges, and that's why we must integrate your challenge and your passion into your product. I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying. So people make money when you distribute. For instance, like I said, Dangote's cement company is probably in Lagos. But when you come to Abuja, you see people using Dangote to build their houses. In other words, if it was made in 2005, even though the factory is in Lagos, Dangote is getting that money because he has a very powerful distribution network. Since our topic, I need to emphasize this. This is where you can make money from. You must create your own product and you must distribute it. If you don't want to have a big, everlasting wealth, you have to now go to step 7. Where your product, before you can replenish the heart, your product has to be everywhere. Everywhere. That you see you logo alone, you know this is your product. We don't need to see you. When you see the logo of Toyota, you know this is Toyota. When you see the logo of Benz, you know this is Benz. That is what makes people to have transgenerational wealth. If you're following me, let me just hear you say hi before we go. Because in this, I run a 7-hour program. For this thing, I'm trying to crash to 1 hour, 30 minutes or 1 hour that I have. Sorry, I need to know. I need to be advised on the time I have, please. So what you do into discovering your personality, which is the first step. We're going to only be able to look at the first step in this program today. Is that okay?
Yes, thank you very much,
so
sir.
There are 4 things. So I'm going to rush now. So please, Ovo, please, what time do I have? How many minutes do I have, please?
So you have 20 minutes more to dish out to us. The remaining 20 minutes is for us to ask you questions and get feedback from you. So you have 20 minutes
Sorry,
more.
how many minutes do I have?
You have 20 minutes more for the push information to share with us. Then we have another 20 minutes to have discussion with you.
Question and answer. It's okay. I will rush through these 20 minutes. I believe God will help me. So, like I said, the first part I did is using that scripture in Genesis chapter 2, verse 28. It said you should create and you will procreate and you should replenish the earth. So this was formed from the Bible. You know, when you create a model from the Bible, it's going to work. It's okay. Let's go through the personality assessment. So please, there are 4 things you need to know about your personality. There are 4 things you need to know if you want to discover yourself. The first one you need to know is called sources of energy. Where do you get energy from? Please write it down. Sources of energy. The second one you need to know is called information preference. You must know where you get the kind of information you are able to work with and will do well in. This is very important. Thirdly, you need to know how you make decisions. Very important also. And lastly, you need to know your lifestyle. So the first one I said is sources of energy. The second one is information preferences. The third one is your decision making. And your last one is your lifestyle. Thank you. So let's quickly run along, sorry. So let's look at sources of energy. There are 2 types of energy that people are always attracted to. Sorry, let me just quickly work on this. Oh, thank you very much. I like the way the slide is now. Oh, so please look at it. Very important. This is the crux of the matter. This is the beginning point. This is the beginning of any personal development journey. You must know who you are. You must know the things you should start. You must know the things you should not waste your time on. It's okay. So there are 2 kinds of there are 2 kinds of 2 types of energy, 2 sources of energy are available to us in the world. Some people are extroverted and some people are introverted. How do you relate that to energy? When you say somebody is extroverted, it means that they get energy from the outside world. Estro, outside. In fact, the technical name for extrovert is extravert, extra, outside you. So extroverts are usually energized by actions, interactions, talking, and all of that. They get energy from people. They get energy from the environment. So if you think you are more of an extrovert, who is outgoing, who is outspoken, who is energetic, who is enthusiastic, who is always excited, who is friendly, who is also very sociable. If you think you are more of that, if you think you have more energy in that direction, you get energy from that direction, please write A. But if you think you are more of a reserved, quiet person who likes to be alone, who likes to be close to few people, who likes to do things on their own, you are an introvert. There's likely that you're going to find some overlaps. For instance, extroverts talk more than they think. Extroverts
Mr. Peterson, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
So have we started a test now? Are you running us through a test now so that we really...
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Thank you. I just needed to be sure.
So please, if you find out there's an overlap, every human being have that overlap. It doesn't mean extroverts never have a downtime that they want to be alone and all of that. It doesn't mean introverts also don't like to talk. For instance, introverts, when they're in a new environment, when they're in a new environment, you see them, they will not talk. But when an introvert is in an environment they are used to, their siblings, their family, their friends, they become energetic. They talk a lot. You may not even know that they are introverts. But which one are you more of? You will do yourself a great deal of good if you're able to quickly think about yourself, maybe when you were younger. Am I more of an extrovert? Do I like to go out? Do I like to interact more than be an introvert who is private, who is reserved? So if you think you are more of an introvert, please write B on a sheet of paper. I'm just going to give us 1 minute, or sorry, I don't have up to that, 30 seconds to decide that. Please look at the slides. The extrovert is A, outgoing, outspoken, energetic, enthusiastic, sociable, friendly kind of person, life of the party. Like Pastor said the other time, choleric are more extroverted. They are always jumpy, they are active, very active, they want to do things. Whereas introverts are more quiet and reserved. So the choleric and the sanguine are extroverted temperaments, but the phlegmatic and the melancholy, they are introverted temperament. So have we all written A or B on a sheet of paper right now? Just let me just hear a yes from somebody so that I can move to the second one. Please, we are already running out of time. Please, we need to run along, sorry. I just need a yes from somebody so that we can go to the next one.
There's a yes from me.
Hello?
Yes, it's a yes from me.
Let's go. Let's go to the second one. This second one is very important. Simply, how many of you here think you are very imaginative? You think in pictures. You think with pictures. You have pictures in your mind when you are thinking about something. How many of you are like that? So such people are usually, they are imaginative, they are creative, they are innovative, they like generating ideas. I mean, they just like change. If you think you are more of that, please write B on a sheet close to the first one you wrote. B. But if you think you are more, this question is very important. Please, I need you to take it seriously. How many of you here think you are more of a detail-oriented person? You like, to learn things step by step. You like that very sequential way of learning. When you were in secondary school, you found yourself cramming. You like facts and details. You like tried and true things that have been tried. You don't like changes a lot. Just like if it's working, let's keep doing it. Don't change it. But the other one I first mentioned, the imaginative people, even if it is working, I'm bored just saying it. Can't we change it? But this category, the category A people, if it's working, they don't mind to keep repeating it, having it. Just let's keep getting the right result, the same result. Please, if you think you're more of a detail-oriented person who is pragmatic, who likes facts and details, who likes tried and true things, please write A. But if you think you are very imaginative, who is creative, who is innovative, who likes ideas, who creates ideas, and all of that, who like changes a lot, if you think you are more of that, please underline the word more. The one you are more of. If you think you are more of that, please write B. Thank you very much. I need to just hear a yes from somebody so that I can move to the next one. This is where I didn't know, I didn't have a lot of time. I wouldn't have spent a lot of time, but it's good that I established that fact. Oh, thank you, RCGTLP. Thank you. The next one is your decision making. Don't forget the first one I said, it is a source or sources of energy. Introvert, extrovert. The next one is information preference. The imaginative people can work with abstract concepts because they can create what you are saying in their mind, and it's as real to them as if they are saying it. The third one is your decision making. Sorry, how many of you here are kind, nice, sympathetic, empathetic, soft-hearted, diplomatic, cry kind of people? Like to cry, you can express your emotion. If you think you are more of that, please write B. Please note the alphabet, very important. Write B. But if you think you are more of a critical, analytical, logical, rational, direct speech, tough-minded kind of person who is kind of tough-minded, please write A. Please, let me quickly do a little backtrack. Extrovert is A, introvert is B. Detail-oriented people are A, imaginative, creative people are B. Critical, analytical, logical person is A, emotional, kind, nice, diplomatic person is B. It's okay. Please, can I have a yes so that I can move to the last one? Just a yes so that I can move on. Yo, thank you very much. The last one is your lifestyle. Thank you, Tolulope Oluwatosin, for saying yes. So the last one, which is the lifestyle, how many of you here think you are more of a structured, organized, planful, scheduled, rigid, uptight kind of person? If you think you are that, write A. But if you think you are more of a flexible, adaptable, playful, funful, adventurous, let life happen, please write B. Whichever you are more of, there could be overlap, but which one are you more of? Are you more of a structured, organized, planful, scheduled, serious-minded, a little bit rigid, a little bit uptight kind of person? Please write A. But if you think you are more of a flexible, adaptable, playful, funful, adventurous, let life happen, I can't kill myself, let's just go ahead, we can't kill ourselves because of something, write B. These are the 4 things you need to know about yourself if you want to discover who you are in a very detailed way. I love this framework because it's instead of 4 that temperament offered us, this is 16. This that I've done has divided human beings all over the world to 16 with those fine details. Does anybody have any question on any of these 4 that I've discussed so that we can move into the analysis? Any question? Thank you. No question. So do we all have 4 letters? Do we all have 4 letters? Please excuse me for 1 minute. Let me get a pen and paper so that I can write your results. So instead of going through all the system because of our time, we'll just go into the ones we have. So please just give me a minute, please. Thank you.
This has been so interesting. I can't wait to hear my results. I see Adeze says, what if I only like changes when it's fun? We will know today, so just keep your question there. We would get on to that. Yes, I also feel the same way. I feel my personality seems to be very situational. At times, it depends
Sorry,
on what's.
Are you asking questions? Any questions for me?
No. Well, someone, Adeze, was saying that I think on one of the points, she said,
Yes.
what she likes changes when it is fun. But we will get back to the question. Let's do the analysis.
Yes. Okay. So please let us, because of our time, I don't want to overstep my time. It's not good. I don't want to do that. So what we will do, because otherwise I will have to go through all the 16 and that will take another 30 minutes and I don't have that time. So please, just in the chat box or the message, I will write your name and I'll write your personality and I'll scroll the slide to where your personality is and I will discuss it with you. Please, let's quickly wrap that. Please, one after the other. Please. Anybody? You should all have 4 letters. Let's go. It's okay. We have RCCG, CLP. You wrote BBAA. It's
Yeah.
okay. Next one, please. Next one. Please, let's be fast, please.
4 B's. Put it there. Bro, please put it as a reel or a banner on the screen. 4 B's.
So who's that? Jide?
Jide has okay. 4 B's.
Yes. 4 B's. It's okay. Who's next?
Okay. Olatuga has ABBA.
Olatuga.
Yes, ABBA.
It's okay, thank you.
Adeze has AAAB.
Adeze.
AAAB. Yes.
It's okay. Please, I hope we did this very well.
Yes. Akinshola Tolulope has Baba, BABA.
It's okay, BABA.
Yes. That's all we have for now.
Oh, just 5. Oh, thank God. Instead of going through all the 16. It's okay. Please, let's move to the next. So let's look at B.
One more, sir.
It's okay. Please go ahead. There is
ABAB from Pastor Ola.
Pastor Ola.
AB.
It's okay.
Yes.
AB. It's okay. So let's quickly go. So let's quickly do RCGGTLP. Who is that? Is that a person?
That's me. You just reposted it. That's me.
It's okay. So please look at the screen. Please look at the screen right away. That is your personality. You are a very visionary person. Visionary. So let's see the details of your personality. These details of your personality are your talent. Anywhere you go, every door you open, these are the things that follow you. These are what you have. These are your personality. These are your talents. This is what you can build to become to become successful. For instance, a summary of this personality is that you are visionary. Number two, you are also a leader. So let's look at it. Please look at the screen. You are natural and analytical. We also have Banke writing now. Banke says it's 4 Bs. It's okay. So please, sorry, I forgot your name. RCCG, please.
It's Ovo. Ovo speaking. It's Ovo.
Ovo, please, Ovo, please look at the screen. How much of this describe you? Another gift that you have is that you are a natural strategist, and you should have seen that in your life.
Yes.
Please look at it. You are very independent, and that's what qualifies you to be an entrepreneur. That's what makes you a leader. You also improve things by finding fault. Have you noticed that about yourself? You are also a choleric. You are also a choleric, and you're also a phlegmatic. You are more of a choleric, sorry, maybe 60% choleric and 40% phlegmatic. Sorry, melancholy. 60%, sorry, 60% melancholy, 40% choleric. Please take that. 60% choleric, 40%. I'm sorry, I'm missing it. 60% melancholy, 40% choleric. That's the point.
Got it.
Sorry for that mix up. Please look at the rest on the screen.
Yes.
BA are usually very brilliant. They usually finish with first class or 2-1 if they love the course in the school. So I don't want to ask you that if you finish with 2-1 or first class, but they're usually very brilliant in school, particularly in the university. That's why I wrote 2% of them. Usually they are not also very plenty, very few, just 2% of the world population. So you can shine. They're usually quiet and visionary. So let me quickly say some of the careers. I've scrolled through some of the careers. This is just 10 out of the many careers you can go into. You can do well in this area. I hope you didn't study medicine. I hope you didn't study because you are supposed to do well in computer engineering, and you are a natural analyst. You're a born researcher. In fact, let me tell you your life's calling is to please be writing this down also. Sorry. You are supposed to transform the world through knowledge and innovation. That is your life's calling. That is what you should build your business about to be rich. You are called, when it was you, he called you to transform the world through knowledge and innovation. You love to read and research a lot. If you are really a BAA. Does this make sense to you?
Absolute sense, sir. You are spot on.
This is your key to prosperity. This thing I just said, we don't have all the time. When you come for one-on-one session, I can deal well with it. But this is the direction that life should go. For instance, you are not supposed to be dealing with human beings every time, like a nurse or doctor. You will fail in that area. But in this direction of analysis, creating results, that is your area. Sorry, let's go to Jide. Jide said 4 Bs. Please, Jide, please follow us closely. Yeah, this is 4 Bs. Jide, you are naturally a mediator. You are a mediator. You love people. You love to relate with people, to empower people, you love to help people. You are naturally a quiet person. A mediator is somebody, even in your family, they should know you are a mediator. With your friend, they will know that Jide can reconcile anybody. If you studied law, the best area you could have gone to in law is to be a mediator and arbitrator. I'm just dropping that. So please look at some of the, this is your talent. This is your talent. These are your talents, descriptors of your talents. You are adaptable, you are committed, you are curious. Like I said, this is what follows you everywhere you go. Everywhere you go, every door you knock, this is what follows you in. This is what you have to offer the world. You cannot offer the world outside of this so much. This is what you should zoom onto. This is what you should develop yourself in. It's okay. You are also empathic. You are very compassionate. You are quietly caring. You love people. You know, you enjoy ideas, language. You like to write. For instance, you are a born writer. You should have written a book now, Jide. Because you have so much ideas in your head, particularly a book about romance, a book about human development. That's what you should write. Something that will make other people's life better. You are a loyal person. You are harmony. You like harmony, and you can do your best when your inner ideas and expression is in helping others. It's okay. So let's look at your careers. There are many careers. There are more than 30, 40 careers.
We are waiting for that book on romance. So.
Sorry, but they are very good. They are very good at understanding romance, how to deal. In fact, this is my recommendation. They are usually the best fathers. I'm not marketing Jide. They are usually the best fathers, and they are usually the best husbands. The reason is this: they allow people to be themselves. His wife, for instance, anybody that marries, sorry, I'm not marketing him, but anybody that marries Jide and wants to be a high flyer, these are the kind of husband that allows you to be. They don't feel intimidated. They just, and I can give you an example. For instance, I've profiled a lot of some people. For instance, what's his name? Joyce Meyer's husband is like this because they allow you to be. They don't stress you. They don't want to fly. They will say fly. Just respect them. Just honor them. That's all. So, but let's look at some of these careers. If you are very good as a graphic artist, if you move in that direction, they are very good as photographers. Very good. And they like nature photography. Very good in human resource. But let me tell you your life's calling. What God called you to come and do in the world. God has called you to, please write it down, Jide. You are called to empower people, to develop people, to inspire people, to also heal people emotionally. You are an emotional healer. It's okay. Let's go. I hope, Jide, does it make sense to you? I hope it does. Let's go to Olatuga. Olatuga said it's ABBA. Let's quickly rush to ABBA. We don't have all the time. ABBA. It's okay. ABBA. Olatuga. Olatuga, you are naturally a speaker. You are great in communication. Very good at communicating. In fact, you are a motivational speaker. My assessment of Mr. Felado Toye shares this same personality. Let me explain this. Felado Toye studied computer science in the university, but because he does not have so much of a technical on human gift, that's why he left it. That's why he didn't do well so much in it. But he has been doing so well in human relations. Anything that has to do with human beings. That's why he left it. Let me say this to you. If you don't follow some of these things I'm saying, you will just feel that there's something wrong with you. So whatever you are doing, I don't know what you read in school, Olatuga, please try to inspire people. Try to motivate people. That is your direction. Let me also say that Olatuga, who is ABBA, is also a natural leader. Olatuga is also a choleric person who has some flair, which the difference between the descriptors of choleric that we know is that they are not human. They don't like human. They are not good with human beings. But the twist in this is that you are choleric, but you love human beings. If you did this assessment very well, you will be able to corroborate what I'm saying. So please look at it. You are more of an energetic person, enthusiastic, likes working on projects, expressive. Let's go to the next one. Next slide. They like seeing possibilities and all of that. Loyal, organized, personable. They have a lot of friends. Olatuga, if you check very well, you had a lot of friends in school. You are very popular. They are also very popular people, you know, while in school and all of that. Let's see some of your careers. Very good as a TV producer, psychologist also, public relations. But like I said, they are motivational speakers. They don't fear the camera. They can speak in front of camera. They are very good in communication. I must say that. They are very good in written communication, and they are very good in all form of communication, radio, TV, writing. They are also good as a writer. Let me tell you your life's calling. Your life's calling is very related to Jide's own. But added to your own is that you are also a born leader. You are a born leader. So thank you very much. I think we also have Adeze, who says that it's AAAB. AAABs, sorry, Adeze is saying it's BBBA. Am I correct? Is it the same Adeze?
Yeah, she changed her mind at some point that it is now BBBA.
It's okay. Because that's why I said you don't find many women who are ABBA. But let's go to BBBA. That looks like more like a woman. It's okay. BBBA are very stubborn people. They are principled. They are principled. They like integrity. They are a very integral person. It's okay. Let's see some of their details. Very compassionate, being inspired, original, very creative, visionary. Very, very, very visionary people. And they are deep. They achieve success by determination and perseverance and all of that. They are compassionate. So I'm just rushing through this because of our time and all of that. Yeah. You are at your best when you are caught up in inspiration and envisioning. So, but basically, these people, let me tell you your calling too. Your calling is also very related to Jide and Olatuga. Your calling is to develop people. But you particularly, you are a hello.
We're losing you, sir. We are losing you, sir. Hello.
It's okay.
Okay, you're back on now.
So
Hello, we didn't hear what you had to say about BBBA. It's breaking, maybe network.
hear me?
Adaize is eager to hear what you have to say about her in particular. Are you with us, sir? Are you with us, sir? Hello.
Your internet is breaking, sir. You're breaking. We can't hear you clearly.
Clergy.
We can't hear you clearly. We can't hear you. You're breaking.
Oh, the internet must be.
Coming back.
Oh, the internet.
Oh, wow. That was super interesting. We hope we'll be able to reconnect. Peterson, ADENIYI dissecting our personality and how that is translating to what we can do. Hello, sir. Are you back on now?
No, I think he's back. Yes.
Excuse me.
Okay, awesome. You were trying to tell us about Adeze. Adeze.
So yes. So Adeze should look at the screen. So she could be a good psychologist. They're also very good at writing, very good at human resource, anything that has to do with human beings.
So we have lost
It's okay.
again. Oh my goodness.
Sure.
Hello. So you're... Aha. So as our guest speaker is having some network issues, we're very sorry, but he will reconnect shortly. We were having a really super great time. He was spot on my personality, but he gave me some very fresh insights into what I could have been. I'm geared up and energized. I really look forward to hearing about others. And from the people that he's spoken about that I know, I think he's been very spot on, and this is really exciting. We hope that he can reconnect very quickly. Adeze, I hope you were able to pick up what he's mentioned. They say you're a people person and you will do excellently well. She says the devil is a liar when the network went off. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Please put in your questions if you have questions for more insights and clarity on some of these points he's shooting at us. Please put it on the comments section. We would really love to hear from you. Let us know if he's spot on. Let us know if you have gained clarity. Just tell us something. We really want to hear from you. And then if you have questions, please put down your questions on the comments section. If you're just joining us, this is the Productivity Lifestyle Series, our Pro-Life series. It's an empowerment program where we want to build lives that will take over the world. Today's topic, it's our 4th edition, and today's topic is really looking at personality. We say your prosperity is in your personality. We had the foundation building by our own pastor, Pastor Ola OMOSEBI, and that had been followed on by a very interesting life assessment by the #1 personality clarity expert, Peterson, ADENIYI, who has taken us through some foundation building teachings about what we need to know, what we need to do if we want to convert our personality to prosperity, transgenerational wealth. And then we went on to do a personality assessment. I turned out to be a BBAA. It says that we are a rarity. And that was very amazing to hear. I'm a rarity, I'm a star. A few of us have also got our have also got our feedback. Yes, sir, you are back. We are so happy to have you back, sir.
Thank you very much.
We do.
Sorry.
Okay, please carry on.
Hello. Hello.
Carry on.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please just carry on, sir.
So,
yes,
I was talking about BABA.
Yes.
BABA. Yes. Akinshola, you would have noticed that you love to help people. You would have noticed that you love to help people. And what does that mean? That means that you are called to serve people. Can my slide be up or is not showing again? Hello?
You have to activate your screen sharing again.
So I have to do that?
Yes, activate your screen sharing. Is that correct, sir, Pastor? Yes, you have to activate your screen sharing again. Yes.
It's okay. Let me quickly do that.
Jesse told me says you are spot on, and she's looking forward to hearing what you have to say about BABB, because I think she's a BABB.
BABB.
BAB. Yes, sir.
What's her name, please? What's her name, please?
Jesu
I think I'm back on.
Jesu Tomi Lawal. Jesu. Yes.
It's okay. Jesu Tomi
Your
Lawal.
screen is not showing yet. Yes.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. Let me try to activate that.
It's okay.
Yeah. It's back now. I think my screen should be showing now.
Not yet. It's showing now. We are back on. So we are back on BABA.
So Akintomi, like I said, is BABB.
Yes,
Jesu
Tomi Lawal.
It's
Yes,
okay. So I was talking about BABA. I said, let me quickly emphasize that BABAs are usually very gifted, or they are called. Please, I'm very careful the way I'm using this word called. Is higher than even your talent. It's the summary of your talent. It's the direction your life should be facing. BABAs are usually very gifted with service. Service can be divided into two: customer service and social service. But the bottom line is that you love to help people. And you should have known that about yourself. Let your life move in that direction. You also, so these are some of your talents. You like rules, authority, set procedures, detailed, devoted, sympathetic, and all of that. Sorry, I'm rushing. They're also very kind, very quietly warm, and responsible. I would have been asking what each of you are doing, but there's no time. Just to guide you, but there's no time. So look at this, some of your careers you do well in. Basically, is to love people, is to help people. These people are very gifted with children, gifted as administrators, gifted in social work, and all of that. But their social work is to help people tangibly. Somebody needs school fees, I was able to provide. Somebody needs clothes. You should have seen this in your life over the years. Pastor Ola is ABAB. So let's quickly look at ABAB. ABABs are born entrepreneurs. They are the #1 entrepreneurs. They are very inventive. They are very, they love that. In fact, because he's a pastor, let me quickly chip in this. His gift is more in teaching. What you enjoy the most with him is that gift of teaching and teaching the word of God. He also has some this person also, because I can also talk about our spiritual gifts, but because he's a pastor, let me talk about his spiritual gift. He's also gifted in prophetic. He's also a born teacher. He's also gifted in evangelism. These are the core areas of even your spiritual gifts: teaching, leadership. So you even have an apostle. Sorry, you're a pastor on that redeem. But do you know you have an apostolic gift? Let's keep that in our pocket, yeah. but you are more of an apostle, you are more of a prophet, you are more of a teacher, and you're also an evangelist, and all of that. But the pastoring is very low. It's very low because you are more somebody who likes people to do things and push people. In fact, your members will enjoy you because you will push them to achieve greatness. Let me tell you your life's calling, sir. Your life's calling is to transform the world, just like OVO, through knowledge and innovation. So that's where your teaching gift comes from, and that's where your business side comes in the innovation part. So let's look at some of your talents. Analytical, but you even like to argue on both sides of a question, many times for fun. You're also a clever person, very original, fresh perspective, love solving new and challenging problems, and all of that. That's your own area. Well, thank you very much. You're also very gifted in projects, in initiating projects, and you also can promote your project. Let's look at some of your career. Very gifted in investment banking. In other words, pastor, you like to make money a lot. Am I correct? But I didn't know this about you, Sha. I'm surprised. Surprised. Because these people always see, and this is the idea, they always get, let me say this, I don't know if I'm correct, they are always seeing money-making ideas. Where people are not seeing money, you will see the money. You know, you are very gifted, so you can be a consultant telling people, oh, if you go this area, you will make money. If you go through this area, you make money. You always know how
spot on.
just help people and all of that. Thank you very much. Let's go to Banke. Banke, I've done BBBB. I hope Banke was following us then. Let me just quickly help her. BBBBs are usually, they love to mediate. They love people. They are quiet people. They connect people at the very deep level. Let me talk about, in terms of relationship, BBBB are emotional people. Maybe if you guys invite me another time, I can also take you this through introduction of marriage, because that's another ball game altogether. All these things can also be distributed into our marriages. For instance, we have 4 types of marriages. We have people who are helpmates. We have people who are playmates. We have people who are soulmates. And we also have people who are mindmates. BBBB, for instance, are soulmates, and they're also playmates. Everybody has 2 out of these 4 I mentioned. But let's see some of your talents. This is what goes with you everywhere. This is what God has gifted you to come and survive in the world. You love people. You are a great mediator. You enjoy writing. You should have written a book because you just like to write, pen these things down, and all of that. Empathetic, very good as psychologists. They can also be pastors and all of that. Very good as photographer. So the last person we have here is Jesutomi Lawal. Let me quickly go to Jesutomi Lawal. Sorry, I've overstepped my time, but I'm just going to wrap up in a few minutes now. So BABBs are the kindest of all human beings. They love people. They can cry for Africa. They can feel people's emotions. They can connect with you at the soulish level. Actually, people cheat them a lot because they give their heart, their mind to people. So people cheat them, but there's nothing you can do about it. That's how God has created you. What you should do, go and meet your pastor. Let your pastor create a business for you that you can make money from. So that your gift of loving people, even though people are cheating you, you are making money from it. And all of that. So let's look at some of other things. Very gentle, do not force their opinion on people. They do not like to lead, but they are loyal followers. They are not cholerics and all of that. That wants to be leader. For instance, they cannot not lead. That's the funny thing about cholerics. They cannot not lead. That's the truth. So let's look at it. They are sensitive. They like to volunteer, blah, blah, blah. Just look at it. Let's look at some of their careers. Very good as social workers. So let me quickly say this also. BABBs, their calling is also to serve. Is also to serve like BABA. Please help people. Serve people. Help people. We have customer service. You do well as a customer service person. You're also very good at social service people. In the church, you can be an usher. Very good. Because you just want to help people. You can also be in the welfare unit. That's another unit you can be in church and all of that. I have a lot to say, but let me just run along. Very good with animal, keeping animal. Very good as florist. Very good as an athlete and all of that. I think this is the last person. But so I saw 1 or 2 people saying that I should talk about them. But let BBBA said I didn't show their career. Let me quickly show the career of BBBA. So that everybody can be carried along. Thank you very much. So BBBA, these are your career. You are very, very good at. You are very good as an interior designer. Very good as human resource. Good at multimedia, educational consultant. You are also a leader. Yeah, you must know that. But your leadership is smaller than your melancholy. So you are. BBBA is 60% melancholy, just like OVO, 60% melancholy, but 40% choleric. They can also push, but they are quiet people. So they are also very great leaders. Thank you very, very, very much. I don't know if anybody has questions. BBAB.
Yes, sir. Yes, please.
Let me have BBAB. Sorry. BBAB.
Solution. Yes, sir.
BBAB. Let's go. BBAB are usually very good in mathematics, very good with their mind. Is that correct? Let me find out. Tolulope, were you very good with mathematics? They are usually very good in mathematics. I have a lot of stories along that line. But don't let me forget, they are calling. I always want to follow. Calling is the summary of all these details you are seeing. Your calling is to transform the world through knowledge and innovation. Please take note of that. Your spiritual gift is that you are a teacher, you're also a prophet. If you want to know about that, let me just drop that. You studied economics, that's beautiful. Very good with mathematics. Economics is, were you very good with mathematics? Can you, let's even interact. Tosin, were you good in mathematics? So they're usually detached, solving problems using logic and analysis, original inventions, precise, self-determined, have sharp defined interest, blah, blah, blah. Let's see some of your careers. Very good as programmer, very good at... Look, can you see that, Tosin? You are an economist. Is very good in their mind, very good with inventions, mathematicians. If they study medicine, they should not be a clinician. They should be a neurologist. Let me quickly say this also. Every one of us can find a place in every career. That's the truth. Every human being can find a place in every career. So for instance, for Tosin now, if Tosin study medicine, she is not supposed to be a clinician, somebody who is seeing a patient every time, but he is very good at research. So you should move to the research part of medicine, like pathology. Pathologist, if you qualify as a consultant pathologist, you are not supposed to be seeing patients. You are supposed to be behind researching the genetic basis or the cellular basis of diseases. Thank you very much. I've done John Lawal. Abi Jesu told me Lawal.
No, there's a different Lawal. It's a different Lawal.
What's your personality? I want to carry everybody along. Sorry, I would have stopped.
No, please go on. Yes. Triple
AAB. The challenge, what I would say about AAB is that they are not supposed to be working in an office. AAB is not supposed to be working in an office. If you are AAB, you are supposed to be on the field. On the field. I'm looking for AAB here. Yeah, AAB are supposed to be on the field. They are surveyors, they are civil engineers, because their gift is in activity. The more they are active, the more their brain is sparking and working very fast. So let's look at some of you should be an activity-oriented person, spot-on problem solver. And when we say spot-on problem solver, I mean on the field, standing. Their gift is in standing when they are active. Very good with the mechanical things. You should love to fiddle with a lot of things. For instance, in your church, you can be in the technical department. You do well carrying speakers, fixing things, electrician, those kind of things. Sorry. Easygoing, energetic, versatile, quick, pragmatic, outgoing, very impulsive. Look at some of their careers. They're good as entrepreneurs, good at firefighters, civil. You can see some of these careers. None of them are office careers. You must be on the field. Tolulope said, my career has moved into working on survey analysis. Wow, that's good. That's good. I like that word, analysis. Stosi, you are a born analyst. Anything that allows you to analyze, that's your gift. In fact, nobody can beat you in analyzing things. Thank you very much, Pastor Ola. I'm done. Let's take the questions. Sorry, I overstepped my time. We have spent over 2 hours now. Thank you very much. Please let the questions keep coming.
This was wonderful. This was amazing. Thank you, sir. I kind of were answering people's questions as we go. People were very intrigued by understanding their personalities. Please, if you have questions that we need to, that you feel like you want Peterson ADENIYI to address, please, this is the time. We have a few minutes. Pastor, how many minutes do we have? Where's our MC? Jide? 5-8 minutes for questions.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. We can hear you.
Well, yes. I mean, the scheduled time is 2 hours, but I'm too much glad to, if those who we are here to serve, as it were, are finding value in this. Like I said earlier on, that a lot of people would end up, at the end of the day, they will end up saying, Pastor, why didn't you ask us to pay for this? Because I'm sure somebody out there can bear me witness that they wouldn't have minded to pay. Initially, if you tell them pay, they won't pay. But right now, I'm sure I will get yeses, a lot of yeses say, yes, we wouldn't have minded to pay if you asked us to pay. If I ask them now to pay next time, Peterson and ADENIYI will come around. I'm sure they will pay. But let me say this quickly. Yes, I'm sure people will pay. But let me say this quickly. I think Lawal, I don't know why Lawal has not commented. Shegun John Lawal has not commented. The AAA man, I think for those of us who know him, you just described him perfectly.
Wow.
101%.
Wow.
Over, am I on point?
Absolutely, sir. You're on point. You're spot on.
You just described him 100%. So yes,
yeah.
So, but he has not. He said yes, I am here, but he's not confirming whether what was said is true or not. Are you an office person? Shegun John Lawal, are you an office person naturally or not? You know you are not an office person. Continue going to the office. All right, great one, great one. So yes, over back to you. If our guest speaker is glad to still take some questions, maybe we address some of those that have already popped in, and then we target to round off the next few minutes. Yes, Mr. Peterson.
Okay. Thank you very much,
please, can I have the question?
Oh, yeah. Well, the number one question that we got here, well, not really a question. They're asking for a physical meeting. A good number of people have said, we need this, we want a physical meeting. So we would like to meet with you. That's not a question.
Like I said, if I'm invited to come and talk about your marriage, because that's is a different ball game altogether. Let me quickly say this. There are 256 type of marriages. I hope Adeze is hearing that. Yours is one of them. So, we cannot go into 256 here.
Yes. Okay.
So permit me to interject. I think, yes, some people are finding value in this. And I want to say this, let it be on record, that these things, even while it is offered to us free, is not free at the end of the day. Some cost will definitely be picked up at one point. Even though Mr. Peterson has decided to come free of charge, he didn't ask me, how much are you going to pay me, Pastor? But we would definitely appreciate him at the end of the day. So please, for all those who are interested in having a more detailed training session, please leave a comment. I will speak with Mr. Peterson. We will try and organize something, a custom made. I mean, he does his own trainings. You can reach out to him. That's fine. But if you want us to organize something on this platform through our own connection that we can all benefit from, please leave a comment so that we'll look at it afterwards. Even if it's just 5 people, even if it's just 10 people, we'll be glad to invite him. And we'll trust that we can. Of course, some people you can't pay for them. You can't pay. But let me not rush too deep into that just yet. Over, back to you, Mr. Peterson. Over to you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
One question. A pastor started by talking about the fact that what these personalities have as weaknesses are actually strengths inverted. So if you were to use my own personality, for instance, the BBAA, how may I convert my weaknesses, what appears like my weaknesses right now, strengths?
Thank you. So let me answer it generally for everybody. Anybody that chooses A in any of these 4 questions I discussed with you, B is your weakness. Anybody that, so for instance, you are BBAA. So that means you are not an extrovert. Even though you have a very interesting blend of introversion and extroversion. Can I explain that to you, Ovo?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead, sir. Please. Yes.
If there's need to extrovert, if there's need to talk, you can being shy will fly away. And you will talk boldly, and people will think, is this girl an introvert like this? So, but the characters that you didn't choose are your weaknesses. So, for instance, you are not so much of a loud person, you are not the life of a party, blah, 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 blah. So, everybody that chooses B, A is your weakness. So, for instance, BBAA, there's one thing you to work on. I'll just mention one. I'm a positive psychologist. So I don't dwell on people's weaknesses. The reason is that if you maximize your strength, it kills your weaknesses. Should I repeat myself? So let me give an example of somebody that we know. Baba, do you know that Daddy Adeboye has his weaknesses?
Yes, absolutely.
But because he has developed on his own strength, he's a speaker, he's a father, he's doing it well. So people don't even notice his weaknesses. Do you understand that? So
yes,
if OKEOWO must work on anything, it is to improve your human relations. It's to build your empathy. Is to love people more genuinely, not so much focus on project. Like I said, you are more of a choleric, so you focus more on projects than people. Can you try to focus more on people? If you can balance that, you will have an amazing personality.
Thank you very much. That's so wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes. I think the rest of us want to hear about marriage, those in marriage and marriage. So we really need that follow on to this, Pastor. We need you to do this, but we just want to appreciate you from our end, from the studios. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Peterson, ADENIYI, the personality clarity expert, just giving us his time this evening. It has been amazing. We really appreciate you. We thank you.
Thank you very much.
Pastor for a quick recap before we go over to Jide. Pastor, over to you, sir. Pastor, we can't hear you, so Pastor, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Sorry, I was just having some difficulties with this with this.
Okay,
phone.
great.
All right.
Over
so
to you.
Yes, what would you like me to do now? Please remind me.
Just a few words recap, and
okay.
Some remarks.
Yes. Thank you very much, Mr. Peterson, ADENIYI. You have done it again. I mean, I've taken your test before at one of the events where I also came in. But tonight you gave us time, and I appreciate that you took time to really analyze quite a number of people who sent it in. I know if you are going to charge for this, it doesn't come cheap. However, I'd like to plead with you, sir, that once I come knocking on your door again, please just make time for us so that we can ensure that this value goes out. A lot of people have written in, Adaisi has written in, saying the session is giving value. We wish we can continue all night. I mean, now I'm really feeling bad, like I shouldn't have even taken my session. I should have just allowed you start off from the beginning and take a full 1 hour. But of course, that session was necessary to lay the foundation so that when you came in, you just had to do your thing. Well, thank you very much. I don't want to do any recap. I just want to say a huge thank you to you for ensuring that this eventually happened. Of course, we give all the glory to God Almighty who made sure this happened. You and I had we had to go through the network earlier on, some hours before the event started. We had to go back and forth. And at the time, I was like, this thing must happen. This thing must happen. But I didn't tell you that. In my mind, I was just saying, this thing, whatever the devil wants to use to stop this, is not going to succeed. So thank you very much again. I want to say a big thank you to all the guys who have been working behind the scene. OKEOWO is an amazing team player. And thank you for analyzing her further tonight. she's just been amazing tonight. Thanks to Jide OKEOWO, who is making sure the front end and the back end are also working properly. And then, Benga, there's somebody you've not met, and all of our audience out there, they probably do not know that there's somebody behind at the technical end who is making sure. And that's why I would have loved those guys when they were sending in their own self-profile, as it were. They should have added their name, but because they are also admin, they are in charge of controlling things behind. So they were appearing as RCCG TLP Abuja. You understand now, sir? So RCCG TLP Abuja is actually not one person. There are about 2, 3 or so who are using that profile because they're managing what is going on our YouTube page and on our Facebook page. So this is actually streaming to YouTube and Facebook at the same time, even though some of us are logging on through Facebook. I want to gladly inform us all that right now our reach is about 800 people. I don't know what it would have hit by now. By 800 people are currently being reached with this program, with this event, and it gladdens my heart. I mean, for me, yes, you said something about me, Mr. Peterson. Oh, I love to make money. I think the weakness I need to work on, which maybe I'll talk to you on further on, is the fact that I help other people, I help more people, other people more, rather, to see the money, to see where the money is at, than I'm making it for myself. So that's really, I don't know whether that's a weakness. So it's easier for me to see it. And then I say, this is what this man should be doing. This is what I tell my people, and some of my people know. I go to, I don't want to mention names, I go to places in Abuja here to eat, all for the sake of analyzing the business. So I go there, I sit in, I'm watching how people are coming in, going out. I'm trying to figure out what is bringing them. What is the motivation? Is it the taste of the food? Is it the service? Is it the location? And I'm putting pen to paper. And then I've told some of my friends here, Jide would testify. I said to him about a particular place people go to eat. I said, once the owner is out, the business too will die. And he keeps saying, no. I said, and then I gave him the analysis. So I'm that kind of person. I give it freely. So I want to come to the place where, yes, I still give it freely, but I also need to make money. Money will be good on me now, Abba.
Yes.
All right, so let me round off. So while thanking all these guys, I want to thank my team of ministers also, beginning with my wife, very supportive behind making sure this happens. I mean, this happened and many other programs that we've been doing and coming up. So she will be coming up shortly. Christy is an amazing team player. I'm sure she would have profiled herself while you were doing all those analyses. Thanks to Pastor Adesina, Shegun Adesina, amazing support and hand lifter. Thanks to Banke Adesina. Thanks to the Lawals, amazing. They came up on. Of course, you saw, maybe you didn't see him. Maybe I didn't pay attention. Festus Onifade. Olatuga is an amazing hand lifter. Quite a number of other friends and folks all over. Some of them came in the comments. I won't be able to mention all their names, but to the team who made this happen in particular, thanks to you guys, OKEOWO, Jide, Benga in particular, thanks to you guys, you did amazingly. Now, before I leave, let me do a reminder. Where is Peterson? You took him off the screen, or is it network that took him off? All right. So a reminder to all of us. I've shown this illustration a couple of times. I think network has taken him out. Please don't forget, you may have been wrongly profiled or profiling yourself. I don't know how clear this is because of the light. Okay, maybe you'll be able to see it. This is one illustration that has gone around the world saying if you see the cup half empty, then you are a negative-minded person. You are a pessimist. If you see the cup half full, then if the first thing you see is half full cup, then you are a very optimistic and positive-minded person. But if the first thing you see is a half empty cup, then you are a negative person, you are a pessimistic person. I want to tell you, and I've said this over and over again, I've done 1 or 2 videos in this regard, that that may not be true. For you to see the cup half empty may mean that you actually see problems that need to be solved first. You are somebody that gets to see the problem first, like a choleric, like a transformational person. So you are not a comfort zone. This also represents, if you see the cup half full, you are probably saying you are probably a comfort zone person, as against somebody who sees the cup half empty first. So don't just buy everything that is dished out all because it comes from a white skin. Buy it because it is valid, it is true, it is tested, it is evidential. So don't get carried away by always thinking that you are a negative minded person or you're a pessimist because you are saying the half empty part first. It might just be that you are a solutionist, but it is inverted. Before you can be a solutionist, you need to see the problem first. That's where I'm going to. And which is why we said the weaknesses of those temperaments are actually strengths inverted. So if only you can capitalize on those weaknesses and see how you can make the most of them. All right, enough said before I start saying, start another session
Yes.
all over again. Thank you very much, Ovo. You've been amazing.
Pastor. Thank you so much, Pastor. Bro Jide, are you there? Is Bro Jide there?
Yes, I'm here.
Jide, you have a minute to close us with the...
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
2 things I just want to say from the lessons I've learned. I remember when Pastor shared a bit of the profile of our guest speaker earlier. He said in just 1 minute, he would tell you your personality. And of the truth, I can confirm that as we wrap up, this session of the event. Thank you very much, sir. I don't think you are still there. Personally, I am saying thank you very much because right now I have an inner witness in me what I am actually supposed to be doing or what I'm even supposed to add to what I'm doing currently. But I see that one thing has actually limited most of us is that fear coming out of that box, coming out of that shelf. We are so scared to come out in order not to fall. But once again, what can I say? What can we say? From the Lord's place, we are saying thank you. Thank you very much, Pastor, for giving us the privilege to be able to listen to such a wonderful and amazing speaker. Ovo, thank you very much. Pastor Shegun started with us with an opening prayer. So we are going to leave our mommy in the house, Pastor Mrs. Christy OMOSEBI. Please kindly close the meeting for us in prayers. God bless you, ma. Pastor Mrs., over to you.
Yeah, I'm with you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
We can hear you now.
Okay, pretty good. So it's been a wonderful one. I've been so enriched. Like it's an eye opener. I believe same for every one of us. Thank you so much, Mr. Peterson. Thank you, everyone on the team in the studio. Thank God for the success of this. To God be all the glory. Shall we bow our heads to pray? I'm used to saying bow your heads, even right to the studio. Father, I want to thank you so much for such a wonderful session. Thank you for this eye-opening. Thank you for equipping us to be better people, to fulfill our destiny. Blessed be your name in Jesus' name. Father, from henceforth we go forth, and Lord, we shine like stars. We become better people. We, Lord Almighty, make exploits for you. Thank you, Lord, for in Jesus' mighty name we have prayed. Amen.
Thank you very much, Ma. God bless you. To all our viewers who have stayed with us from the beginning till this very time, or those that actually breached in, thank you for joining us. If you know that you are actually blessed, just type in the comment section and say thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, I can assure you that we're going to be having Pro-Life Series Season 5. I am looking forward to it already. As in, if it's coming next week, I am game. I am game for it. Thank you very much. Right? So I think here comes the end of the Pro-Life Series Season 4 edition. Anything, Pastor? I think you want to say something.
Yes, I want to just another last thank you. Thank you now to all those who joined us live and direct. Thanks to every one of them, every one of you guys out there. Adaize, thank you very much. Glad to see you. Pastor Niyi Ojuolape, all the way from, I don't know what part of the world he is in now, but he was able to join in the early hours. I don't know whether it's still on, but Pastor Niyi came in, and it was really good to see him come in. Of course, those of us who know Pastor Niyi is the country rep, UNFPA country rep for Ghana, and he also joined in. So a big thank you to him and to everyone out there. We won't be able to mention all your names. Uti White, we see you. Festus Onifade, we see you, and every other person who came in. I'm so glad that this has reached out to a lot of people. Maybe by now, I don't know what the figure would be. Maybe by now it would be reaching about 900 or 1,000 people who were able to join in at one time or the other. I don't know, but this is really, really heartwarming. I mean, that is the essence of doing this, to bless people, to allow lives be blessed. People, look, listen to me, we must unleash. We must release our potentials. We must just go all out. We are stars. We must shine. Nothing must hold us back anymore. And this is just the beginning of many other wonderful sessions to come. But like I asked earlier, before somebody will say, this pastor, you like money too much. But let me tell you, now I've been told I need to like money really much. So are you ready to pay? Are you ready to pay? We should be ready to pay. Of course, God will help us. We will still do the much we can do. Thanks, Pastor Jayoba Oluwole, if I'm correct. Yes, but Jayoba Oluwole, thanks for joining in. Yes, thanks to you too. All right, guys, have a blessed night rest. A powerful week ahead. Over to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Okay, we draw the curtain here. We see you soon. Hope you can join us. Our services here on Wednesdays, 6 p.m. to 7:30, and on Sundays we have 2 services, 8 a.m. and 9:30 a.m. Here at First 40 Hotel, Aminu Kano Street. We'll say we look forward to having you here. God bless you all. Bye-bye.